Now, obviously, I ain't paid too much attention to what's going on in Ukraine because the old narrative stinks too high heaven and is cult-like at this point. Plus, after years of lying to us about bat flu, we're supposed to believe the media's propaganda now. Yeah, I will take a hard pass on that one, but I will point out this Zelensky prat is rapidly making people in the UK think he's a bit of a wanker. And if people here think it, then so do people in the EU and other places who he's been slagging off recently. Now, this little clip here was facilitated by the BBC, once again turning the screw, looking for propaganda headlines as they always do.
Been giving $1 billion a day to Russia for its oil and gas. And it's given you and the Ukrainian people $1 billion in military aid since the beginning of the war. How do you deal with that?
Ми не розуміємо, як можна заробляти на крові. На жаль, деякі держави це роблять. Європейські держави.
Well, the question from Tosspot Craig Myrie, or whatever his name is, I have to say, is bollocks from the bloody start. First off, Europe ain't giving Russia anything, it's buying gas to keep the lights on, as I've said before. They're doing this because if they don't, public anger will come back to bite them and bloody quickly. All support for helping Ukraine among the people of the EU will evaporate like a fart in the wind, obviously. Now, me personally, I would love to see the EU tell the general public over there, sorry you don't have power because Ukraine moaned about us buying gas, as I hate the EU and that would bring about its downfall, but I just can't see it happening. Now, outside of the gas purchases, I should obviously point out the simple fact that no other country has an obligation to help Ukraine or anyone else, so comparing gas purchases with military aid given is bloody ridiculous from the start. But either way, this tit Zelensky is running the risk of losing support in many countries if he don't wind his neck right in, gobbing off at them all the bloody time. At this point, each article I see now talking about him, the comments calling him out are starting to outnumber the droning sheeple who brought into this narrative from day one. Many are pointing out things like, for one, Ukraine is not in NATO and not in the EU, so any help given is better than bloody none. This makes the gas comparison stupid like I said, but is also making people think he's taking the piss with these sorts of demands. Obviously, the media will love him of course, but the general public's perception of it is what really matters. If it didn't, they wouldn't need the endless propaganda we see straight through literally every day at this point.
Where